Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to cover how to set up your SMTP account in your Rapid Member Pro website admin area. That's a mouthful to say, isn't it? To start with, so when we're setting up the SMTPs, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about going to site settings, email settings, and configuring this information here. Now, why would we want to do that? Because this is the email address that all of your default site emails will go out from. And you really want to have this to match your domain. So if I'm at steveodette.com, for instance, I want all of my emails to come from steveodette.com. And to do that, you need to set up your SMTP services. It's really important, okay? So before we get started, a couple of things. You can use pretty much any SMTP service here. You can configure an SMTP service from here. It can be DIN or SendGrid or Amazon SES, which is what I use for our main Rapid Member Pro site, is Amazon SES service for our SMTPs. But we also like Google Apps a whole lot. And the reason for this is that not only is Google Apps, you've already set it up so you can have emails for your domains. Why not go ahead and use that for your SMTP service? They allow 2 or 10,000 emails a day. I don't remember what it is. It's one of those to be sent through your Google Apps account, and it's coming from your primary email address. So it looks really professional, and the delivery of the mail from the Gmail or the Google Apps anyway, servers seems to be very good. We've had no issues whatsoever. So again, I like Google Apps, and that's what I recommend setting up your website using. Now, there's a problem though. Google Apps just this week, as I'm making this video, changed their security settings. Okay, and I understand change. I understand how this all plays. I own a software company, so I get it. I really do. But this page, so if you were to go into your member area where you're watching this video from probably, and notice here that there's a click this link to get to the page with your configuration settings on it, okay? And so we click this link and we end up at this page right here, Google Apps SMTP settings for your RMP admin. If you enter this information into your system, the sending email is server is smtp.gmail.com. Your port 465 works for us. If it doesn't, you can try 587, but we've had pretty much no problem with 465. We do use SSL. Full name, account user email. Your email is what your account username is for your Google Apps account. Of course, your email address and your password. Now, this is really all that you have to enter right here. Okay? And you enter that information right over here on this tab. Here's who the email is from, the sender name, SMTP is fixed, it's SSL, smtp.gmail.com is the SMTP host, 465 probably is your port, works pretty well, SMTP username, this is your primary username for your Google Apps account, and your primary username password for your Google Apps account. Okay? This is important because even if you're using a subdomain or an add-on domain in your Google Apps account, you'll still use your primary username and primary password to log in through the SMTP. This mail footer text is also what is used by our system in your email content. Notice that there's a token right here. This is email footer. This email footer is basically just taking your email footer text from your site settings over here. So it'll add this to the bottom of the emails, which would mean in this case that the warmest regards is going to be redundant because it's already written in these emails. So you might want to take it out here or take it out over there, and that's where you can customize things. Okay? We wouldn't take it out here. Okay. Now, one of the things is, once you've entered all of this information and you think you have it right, you're going to click this validate email settings, okay? And oftentimes you're going to get an error message. Now, I just got an email validation, and I'll tell you why. I originally had an error message, and the reason for that is because Google just changed their security settings, okay? And the reason that I got the error message is because although they changed it, we didn't have our Google Apps configured correctly to work. So let me show you how to do that real quick. You're going to go over to, by the way, when I first initially tried to sign in and validate, which has worked for the last 6 months, I got this email saying that sign-in attempt prevented, okay? And the reason for this is, well, we have to set up this security standard thing. We're going to look into finding out how we can make our system work more efficiently with Google Apps upgrade. But until we get the upgrade, let's make it work anyway, all right? So I just clicked the link in the review your devices now, and it didn't take me anywhere good. Don't do it. It's a waste of your time. Just go over to your admin.google.com, your Google Apps account, log in, and you'll get to this page right here. Okay? Once you're on this page, go down here to security, or click the menu and click security. Once you're over here to security, you're going to click on show more. And I believe that this was in I'm thinking it was in here. Yes, okay. So you want to click, let me go back so you can see this. I'm sorry. I just did this for the first time. Our system has worked perfectly with them until today. So I wanted to get this video done for you right away in case you run into the same problem. So I clicked on the basic settings. So again, we're over here in security. And then basic settings. Scroll down and you'll see this less secure apps setting. Okay? Go to settings for less secure apps. Go ahead and click that link. And you'll notice that there are 3 choices. Currently, you'll probably see that your site has a disable access to less secure apps for all users. You could allow some users, and this is if you have multiple users on your Google Apps account, which most of you probably do not. I went ahead and clicked enforce access to less secure apps for all users. I know it's not recommended, but we're going to do it anyway because I use my Google Apps for multiple domains, and I use the same emails for multiple domains. So under Steve Odette's account, I have 6 or 7 domains now that I use that are connected to this account. So I need this to work in all of my Rapid Member Pro sites for all of my domains. So I went ahead and clicked enforce access to less secure apps for all users, and I saved it. I went down here to the bottom and I saved it. Okay, you can't see the save button right here, but when you do this, there'll be a save button. Make sure you click the save button in the lower right hand side to save these settings. Once I did that and I came back over here, my email validated and everything is working just fine. And then when you go to your email, once you've clicked that, you'll notice that you'll get an email that says your email configuration is working. That's all it says. It just says, yeah, everything's working just fine, and you'll get the email from the email address that you actually set up just now in your Google Apps. I mean, in your RMP admin settings for email. Anyway, that's it. So that's how to set up your SMTP. So you're just going to follow the steps in this link right here, which is on this page. Go ahead and set up all of your email settings as it shows on this page from your Google Apps account. Click validate. If you get an error message, it's probably because you don't have your Google Apps for Work set up to work with less secure apps, which, by the way, we were not a less secure app for the last 6 months. It's not us that's insecure, it's now that everybody else has to be 10 times more secure. Everything is upping in the ante. So we'll probably change this, but for now, if you get that error message, just log into your Google Apps, go over here to security, click on basic settings, scroll down, click here where it says less secure apps. Go ahead and click on the go to settings for less secure apps. Click enforce access to less secure apps for all users. Click save. You're done. Come back over here, hit validate again, and your website will now validate, and you'll get this nice little sexy email that says your email configuration is working from your own website, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And that's it. That's how to set up your SMTP settings in Rapid Member Pro. I hope that this helps. Sorry about the confusion with the new security standards from Google. We'll try and update this video when we figure out how to update our system to comply with their new security settings over here in Google Apps for work. And that's it. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.